Hello and welcome, folks. This is Krishna and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special guest for our show. It's actually a sequel to what I had shot during a vlog 3 years ago. I'll leave a link over here. I said that yes, okay, we need to have an episode 2 of that particular video. So yeah. This is Mael. Let me introduce Mael to you. You probably, all of you who are my followers, know that this is Mael, and he's actually,
Thank you for having me on your show, on your channel.
What should people do?
Like, how should people approach the sport?
Yeah.
So, alright, so the first question you need to ask yourself before you take up the sport is, how seriously do you want to take the sport, and how much commitment do you want to put to it? What are you looking to get out of it? So before you get into that, I think that goes for probably any sport. The first question you need to ask yourself is, what do you want from it?
Yeah, but for example, you started when you're 5-ish. So at that age, you cannot ask such questions, whether you can actually go into those commitments, whether you can actually do those things. So
fair question. So as a kid, it's always, I feel it's always good to start early. Well, if your kid is looking to approach the sport, it's always a good idea to start early. I'd say anything between the ages of
0
5
and 6.
That's a bit too much. But yeah, between the ages of 5 and 8 it's a good time to start.
So 8 or 9 is not too late?
I think by 9 you would have already wanted to start. If you're looking to get really, really good, to get to a really high level, you definitely want to start by 8 or 9. However, like, for those of you who are planning to pick up the sport a little later in life, I wouldn't discourage you at all. Like, you can still start at 20 or 25. I mean,
I started at 32?
Yeah, exactly. So you started at 32. So it's not like you cannot play at a high level even at that age. You can get pretty good, but don't expect yourself to go win Grand Slams if you start in your 20s.
Yeah, right.
Besides that, I feel like, if you're a parent who has a kid who's, say 11, 12, 13, I feel that it's very important for them to play a lot of matches, as many matches as they can. Gradually ramp up those matches as you get to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You have to start getting in more and more and more, incrementally keep increasing the match play during those ages.
You are one of the rare persons who I have met who's talking about actually playing so many matches. When you say keep playing matches, can you give us a number?
At least 30 competitive matches a year, at least, to start,
When you were 12, 13?
Yeah.
Taking up to as much as you can physically and mentally.
Yeah, as much as you can physically and mentally. Again, you don't want to overdo it, but you want to get a lot of match play in. And for someone who is a parent, again, you've been a parent who took me to a lot of different events at a lot of different places. I would say this, that don't put too much pressure on your kid. Just take them to as many matches as they can, and have them, just support them to play as many matches as they can.
Why I ask this question is that most of the time, coaches in India, because your formative years were in India, coaches often discourage you from playing matches. You remember that, right?
Yeah,
a lot of coaches say, you're not ready.
A lot of different coaches said that to a lot of different people. What was most interesting was that some of the higher ranked players over there, some of the higher ranked national players over there, they didn't really have in any academy, they were just playing matches. They were just playing matches.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, it is very important to get good coaching, get good technique, work on having good form, good technique, because if you don't have good form, you're eventually going to hurt yourself, and you don't want that. I mean, who wants to, you don't want to play a sport and linger around with some form of injury. So it's very important to learn good form and learn the way to, take proper care of yourself. And I feel that's something that a coach can give you. But yeah, it's something I did experience with not just myself, but with some. What I saw for several different players and different coaches, they weren't too supportive of their players playing matches, and I think that's not just an issue here. I think that's not just an issue in India. I think that's probably an issue in a lot of places.
Yeah, match play is important, you say. That brings me to a corollary, two other corollaries. One of them, you said that, you told me that I used to take you to different places, which entails traveling.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, if you're going to play a lot of matches, a lot of different events, you will eventually be traveling a lot. And it really depends on, how feasible it is for you, how enjoyable it is for you to, go traveling to different places, how much your parents enjoy taking you to different places. We went to a lot of different places, saw a lot of different things, met a lot of different people. So if you're someone who doesn't really enjoy traveling, one possibility is that you might, gain a taste for traveling eventually. Eventually, you might start to enjoy traveling more. Who knows? Or if you actually don't enjoy traveling much at all, you might want to reconsider how
Right.
seriously you want to take it.
Right. So basically, by the time you're 12, 13, you already know whether you want to do it or not. When you're traveling, you're playing
Probably,
events.
I'd say probably say give it till, 16, 15, 16.
But then again, parents should not be forcing anything. I never forced him
So
to go play tournaments. So
at
generally,
at the same time, I would say that, parents can also, encourage, going to play.
right, right,
They should say that, if you want to go there, we'll help you get there. Because, even at that age, sometimes, the kid is going to think about the logistical concerns and everything surrounding playing that. They're
Correct.
going to think that, okay, I'm going this far. Is it really worth it? And as long as their parents encourage them, because it does take some courage to go to go to an event that's relatively far. That there are challenges getting there, staying there, a lot of different logistical challenges that need
staying
to be
there,
kept.
then getting to the venue,
Yeah,
getting practice scores.
exactly. There's a lot
I
of
remember
things.
all of that, yes.
Another thing would be that, okay, parents can help you and support you till a certain age, and only for for a certain number of years. But I would say that, by the time you're 15, 16, you might want to have practice partners who can help you out, and so that you can travel with someone and get to venues with them. Have multiple different practice partners. That would save you a lot of costs.
Cost is a very important factor in any case. I mean,
And
it's,
irrespective of what country you're in, like
yeah,
cost
it's
is a
for
major
certain.
factor.
It's a rich man's sport, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a very rich.
It's a privileged.
It's a rich person's sport, and it's it's been a privilege for me to be able to play as much as I have so far.
Yeah, you're living a dream.
Yeah. There's more I'd like to talk about.
Okay, sure.
About match play. So like as I said earlier, that starting to play matches at age 12, 13, like while you don't want to overdo the match play, you still want to get a lot of match play in. That's because one, a player needs to go through a lot of those match play, a lot of those matches to eventually mature. And if you don't go through that volume of matches, it's hard to reach that level of maturity. Now, maturity in terms of
The game,
the game, exactly. In terms of your approach to the game,
how you understand the game, how you understand it, basically the mechanics of the game.
the mechanics of the game, and it'll also give you an idea of how much you really want it. At the end of the day, you should do what you want to do.
Right.
And
Right.
you're going to have some very tough losses. I mean, that's just part of it. That's just part of the game. That you're going to have some tough losses. You're going to have some tough wins, some easy wins.
Yeah, it's part.
Yeah.
The whole thing is a part of the maturity process.
Exactly. You're going to play some opponents multiple times, and there might be times where you win against them one-sided, then you lose against them one-sided, and then you start to think, oh, what's going on, and you got to be able to move on from there. So it can help you develop, psychologically. It can make you fairly resilient psychologically. So I would say it's important to play as many matches as you can and see if you really enjoy doing it. And if you don't, if you eventually realize you don't, of course you can change things. After playing a lot of matches, if you're still really interested, you'll eventually, after getting over a lot of losses and then some wins, and eventually once you start getting more wins, you'll start to get that itch to play. You'll want to get your bag ready, get your stuff ready to go out go out and compete, and you'll want to play. You'll want to go out and play those matches to get those wins.
You're talking about taking care of yourself. Two things come to mind right now, and one is how you eat, and two is how you actually take care of yourself in terms of fitness. For example, when I talk about talking eat, I believe that you cannot have chole bhature and luchi aloo dum and idli dosa,
And yeah, you cannot.
and still expect to be fit on court and run around for 3 hours every day.
I don't think you can drive through McDonald's and feast on hamburgers if you want to take any sport seriously. So, or if you just want to take your health seriously, you cannot do that. So that's something you just have to focus on how you eat, and you gotta eat healthy and find something that works for you. I follow a diet that's similar to his.
He's on a LCHF diet. He's on a low carb, high fat diet, which works for him.
Yeah, I eat ketogenic. For me, I've had a good experience with it in terms of how I play on court. I feel less pain in my body than I did before. I feel I have a little more energy, but
Which basically my point is essentially we're coming to another sacrifice that we're making. Not only are we traveling a lot, we are spending a lot of money. We are making another sacrifice of things that we love, like blueberry cheesecake, let's say, or idli dosa or chole bhature, things that we might enjoy having, that we have to give up all of that to have a very solid diet all the time to be able to perform on court.
Again, it really depends on what you enjoy and how much you enjoy it. Like, if you enjoy eating good healthy food, like try it, just eat healthy food for a while, you might develop a taste for it, and then you'll be like, oh, I actually used to eat this burger, or I used to eat. Speaking of a sacrifice, it also depends on how you look at it. Do you really look at it look at it as a sacrifice?
Important point, yes.
So, for me, I look at it the other way around. I feel like, I'm sacrificing my ability to go out and win a match by eating something that's not the best thing for me to eat.
Absolutely.
Do you want to sacrifice your own court performance to eat something that's probably not the best thing for you to eat? Do I want to not feel great the next time I step onto court? Or do I want to have, some ache or something when I step onto the court next time? So
see, there again, people are not aware that actually you can have joint, body, muscle aches if you eat poorly.
yeah, that's very true. Yeah, you can have that. So
It is actually true that it happened to me during Thanksgiving. I had a turkey which was thoroughly laced with sugar, and next morning not only did I have a body ache and shoulder ache, and I was stiff all over, and people just don't realize that. So yeah,
I think eventually, if you're playing for a while, anyone who's playing for a while has been playing fairly seriously, they would have an idea of
what to eat,
what not to eat or drink.
right?
It's like
Right. And then also there's this question of fitness.
yeah. Speaking of fitness, what we did was for about 4 years we woke up at 4:30 every morning.
He used to wake up 4:20. I used to wake up a little earlier to wake him up.
Yeah. So we used to wake up quite early to reach the training practice grounds at 5:15.
And that is extremely important to build the fundamental base. Because I remember when actually we started the fitness program with one of his fitness coach. A fitness coach is separate, completely different from your tennis coach. And he would take care of certain body parts that are involved in tennis. Initially, I was reluctant, but then I actually put him in, and that has built a strong foundation of.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I feel it's helped me, stay fairly resilient and, in shape on court. It's gone a long way. So it's important to take care of your physical conditioning outside
Of tennis.
Outside of tennis. 3 main things I would say that one should keep in mind is play as many matches as you can. Do play in as many different conditions as you can, play as many different players as you can. I think that come under the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And three, yeah, take care of your fitness.
Yeah, so basically let's conclude it here, though we wanted to continue a little longer, but this video I believe is already many minutes long. If you want to see some of his matches, you can always go to this lovely channel of tennis that is there. It's called...
Yeah, it's called Tennis Troll channel. There's some of my matches over there. If you want to go take a look, yeah, you can.
He's from Atlanta, Georgia, so this tennis channel is also from Georgia, run by a very competent tennis player himself.
Yeah.
And thanks to you, Tennis Troll, that we have seen his matches. And
yeah, thanks to Tennis Troll for filming a lot of those matches. Yeah.
Do write your comments in the comment section down below of what you think, if you missed out on some points, and do you want an episode 3, because there are a lot of things that we can talk about.
Yeah. If you'd like me to talk about more different things, yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah,
in the
since
future.
he's on a path that is kind of, he's there. So
we can, from whatever experience I have, I'll be happy to share and answer your questions if I can.
Thank you very much.
And
thank you, Mile.
Thank you for having me here.
See you in the next one.
Thank you for having me here. So yeah, peace.